spent a lifetime trying to right the wrongs of the past. As if fighting crime would bring my parents back. You actually did it.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
You're strapped to your parachutes.
Hey, where's yours?
I know that one came out like a week ago or so, but we just had to talk about it.
I am Batman.
You want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts.
Oh, man, I can't wait.
Dude, I'm so ready. The fact that Sean Gunn, what's his name?
James Gunn.
James Gunn.
you got my brain tick there.
Yeah, I know.
My Hermosa Redondo, which one goes first? I keep forgetting.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The fact that he says that is one of the greatest superhero movies he has seen. And then Tom Cruise goes along and personally calls the director and it's like, that movie was amazing.
From what I hear, this movie already premiered at like the latest like WonderCon.
Okay.
The buzz is true. Apparently, people are saying this is the best superhero movie ever. And the last time I heard this buzz was when The Dark Knight came out.
Yeah.
Because I think it came out in January, the early premieres. And then over the summer, it really came out because they were saying like, people were saying like, oh yeah, Heath Ledger should win a posthumous Oscar for this. And like, oh yeah, it's posthumous because he's dead. Like, no. Yeah. He should win an Oscar for this.
And he really should have won.
So that's the last time I heard this kind of buzz for a movie. So they're saying it's the best superhero movie of all time. And I was telling you, listen to the music very carefully. Those sound cues are from the Dark Knight trilogy. Like it's not quite it, but the dun, like the dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
So there, we haven't seen any of the spoilers. So hey, but there's rumors that there will actually be 3 Batman in this movie.
Oh man!
Because as we know, George Clooney has said that he's not the 3rd Batman in this movie. We're not bringing back George Clooney.
Val Kilmer can't do it.
But I'm waiting for the scene where
Eric Bana shows up. No.
I'm waiting for the scene where Michael Keaton's like, there's a guy I can call who helps me out sometimes. And then his Batwing will come out. So I want the 3 horsemen Batwing side by side.
That would be amazing. What if they threw us a complete curveball and just went Frank Miller Batman and just got an even older, more grizzled Batman?
Well, the Frank Miller Batman, even though it's technically not the Frank Miller Batman, but the Batman versus Superman Batman, is Ben Affleck.
I know, but it'd be nicer to get the more Darkverse Batman, the one who actually maims people.
Well, there were rumors. So the Flashpoint story.
Yeah. Yep.
By the way, welcome to Shop Talk Movie News
here we go.
Clubhouse Movies Podcast. Please like, share, subscribe. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, wherever you find us. Host Marc Rubalcaba, joined once again by Mr. Abel Pineda. Like, share, subscribe. Clubhouse Movies Podcast. Shop Talk number 36. Here we go, guys. Okay.
36.
I got my there's a word for dyslexia for numbers, but 63.
63.
Number
there we go.
63. Since this one does, So this one does Flashpoint, and in the Flashpoint story originally,
the Flashpoint paradox.
Yeah, he did something to affect the world where Bruce died that night, not his parents.
Yes,
and his dad became Batman, and his mother became the Joker.
Man, was that a good animated movie?
And his dad was played by Negan himself, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. So that's why they're saying he was going to be Flashpoint Batman. But it looks like it's even better. Michael Keaton has returned.
Yes.
Batman returns. And also, there's a new Dune trailer coming out. So by the time this video comes out, the Dune trailer will be out. But anyway, let's take a quick look at the teaser in the meantime. A lot of thumping going on.
I'm ready, man. Stacey Zendaya, Timothy Chalamet,
Chalamet.
Woo!
They're back. And Christopher Walken will play Emperor of the Universe.
Yeah, I'm Christopher Walken.
Emperor of the Universe. I can't wait. Also, the guy who played Elvis in the latest Elvis movie will also play Dave Bautista's brother in this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he in the teaser? I can't even recall if I saw his face.
At the very end, he's okay. So there were 2 bald dudes.
2 bald dudes. Oh, yes, there was.
And one was like thinner. That's him. So if you remember, it was Sting in the original Dune.
Yeah, it was Sting.
who fought, I think, in I will. What did he say? I will kill you. That's what he
Kill you,
says.
Dad.
I just remember there's a scene of him wearing like Speedos, like space age Speedos.
Thank God for technology.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. Christopher Walken, Timothy Chalamet, Zendaya, Dune 2.
It's going to be a thing, I'm excited.
Me too. To me, it's Avatar in the dust.
It really is.
Okay, so we got some news here.
Yeah.
Some funny news here. I think the one that just hit the world is the writer's strike has begun.
Yeah, as of this recording.
I have fond memories of writer strikes, and I think my news here is the late night TV shows are going to go dark. Mm-hmm. And I bring this up only because the last time the writer strike happened, I would actually say was the best era for like the Tonight Show, the best era.
Yeah, man.
For all the late night shows like Conan and the Daily shows. They actually combined because they actually had to rely on their wits.
Yeah.
To humor everybody, and I think. Like Conan and Jay Leno back then, and Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert back then, they were funny.
They were funny, and God, what's his name? Conan O'Brien. He ended up leaving NBC and going to do his own thing.
Conan,
like Team Coco, he went full force doing his thing. To me, he actually remained the funniest.
You know what? I think so too. He might be the last man standing now that I think about it. In a way, when it comes to the funniness. But during the writer's strike, he would do like musical shows, and he would like sing and like play.
Well, he's a musician.
Yeah, but it came out, and I think it was more like what he does now on YouTube, but on the Tonight Show scale. Yeah, and it was way funny. It became like a variety show.
Absolutely.
It just goes to show you how all the late night people just rely on their writers to like.
Yeah, man. If you're not funny by yourself and think, and here's another one too that I just saw Seth Meyers talking about it. That he stands with the writers because if you know, Seth Meyers was also a writer first. Yeah, doing the Saturday Night Live skits and all that stuff. So, we'll see. I'm pretty sure his show is going to stay dark until this strike is over. So that'd be something.
Another writer strike story I like to tell or hear is during the first Batman, while they were filming, there was a writer strike. Oh, so they say during the writer strike. The temp writers or whatever came up with the idea that Joker killed Batman's parents. And that's where that little story came from. Yeah. And a lot of people don't like. I like it.
It's the thing is he is the Dark Knight. Really encompass that. So I like it. I'm for it. Like he is Batman. He is Gotham. He is the Knight. Keep it going.
Yeah, I can't wait. Okay. I got one. I texted you, and you're like, "What?" Yeah, Joseph Quinn is going to be in Gladiator 2. What did you say?
I was like, "Who the hell is Joseph Quinn?"
Yeah, and I texted you back, Pedro Pascal to star in Gladiator 2? ? Exclamation point.
Yeah. So in my tired stupor, I didn't realize he had sent me a screenshot with a giant headline that read Pedro Pascal
starring
and I immediately just because being that we do this so often, I just see the title as clickbait, so my mind immediately didn't read it, and I just read the subtext, and I'm looking at it going, "Who the F is this guy?" And then I'm like, "Oh my God!" Yeah, I just realized I skipped over the actual dude.
Like Pedro Pascal's gonna star in Gladiator. Are you not entertained?
I was like, "Oh."
Better than hopefully it fares better than last time Pedro Pascal was in a gladiator match with a behemoth.
Oh yeah. Hopefully he keeps his eyes. And his hindsight is 20/20.
And his head stays together.
Keep it together, man.
In other strange reboots coming back, Sylvester Stallone's going to come back in a reboot of Cliffhanger.
Man, that's not a cliffhanger at all.
Has a reboot ever rebooted with the original star coming back? I think it's happened before.
I'm sure it has, but I don't know who asked for this one. I can barely remember the original. It was an
the original
movie.
Was like just an action movie that happened to take place. It was like Speed on a cliff.
Not just that, Vertical Limit. Do you remember that one? Yeah, it was kind of the same.
I remember the title.
Yeah, it was kind of the same.
I don't think there were any good stars in that one. So I don't
no, this was like a total B movie that, like, for that time, it was like, pump out all the action movies, put them in theaters right now. Smoke 20 packs of cigarettes. You won't believe what happens next.
In a world where Sylvester Stallone hangs from a cliff
by his pinky.
By his pinky. You know, that reminds me of Ace Ventura 2. Remember they spoofed Cliffhanger and he dropped the raccoon?
No! That was a good time, man.
That's when you need to make Ace Ventura 3.
Really? Honestly. Like, if they were enough to do Dumb and Dumber 2?
And Dumb
and Dumber, whatever. Dumber come
2.
on. They could totally do another Ace Ventura. Like, that would be great.
I had a thought of an Ace Ventura sequel.
With Jim Carrey, by the way. We're putting this out there. It has to be with Jim Carrey.
Not with Jamie Kennedy or whatever nonsense you guys are trying.
And his stupid masked dog.
The masked dog?
Hello, baby.
In The Mask 1, the dog's name was Milo. Do you know what his name was in the second Mask?
I don't know.
Otis.
Oh, that's not right. Mm-hmm. Look, if you've ever had a terrier, you know those dogs live to be like 20,000 years old. That dog would have still been alive.
Well, yeah.
But let's see. I got some news here.
Okay, go ahead.
For a thing that just seems to never die. So John Wick, as we know, came out with John Wick 4. Very fun movie. Mm-hmm. We have the spin-off. That was amazing. The spin-off titled The Ballerina, which is a spin-off of the John Wick series, starring Ana de Armas, will be hitting theaters on June 7th, 2024. I'm going to say tentatively, just because of the way things have been going lately. But so you can look forward to next summer. You have Ana de Armas shooting people, stumbling through things, doing pirouettes.
Shut up and take my money.
Speaking of the John Wick verse, I know they're also coming out with the Continental series. So
right on. Is that going to be on Hobogo Max or
one of those Peacock? I think.
Whatever. You know, they're all the same freaking thing
on the streamies.
Well, I got a bit of a bummer news here.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anybody ever remembers the movie Finding Nemo. Well, anyway, everybody does. So the guy who voiced Bruce the shark, Bruce the Great White, fish are friends, not food.
Fish are friends, not food.
Yeah, so that was played by John Barry Humphries. He has sadly passed away. He just passed away. He did live a long life. The man was born in 1934.
Wow.
That's a long time to live.
Almost made 100 years. 10 years.
Almost, yeah. 10 years shy, but hey. You got to be part of that movie, amongst a bunch of other movies, a plethora, you could say, if you know what that means.
You said we could have a plethora?
Do you know what that means?
Find out on Cinco de Mayo.
Aha!
Also, some more bummer news. Jerry Springer dead at 79.
Yeah, man, that's not cool.
Jerry.
Which is funny because, I think you sent it to me. You sent me the news, and then I replied with that Jerry chant. We both texted each other simultaneously the exact same text word for word. It was great. It was funny. It was good times.
I remember Jerry Springer used to hire a dude with no legs to walk around the set when people would freak out.
Whoa.
Yeah, he just walked on his hands.
No way. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's pretty
I did used to watch that whenever I missed school. So it was a good time.
You remember TV when you missed school?
Yeah, like Maury. Like, hey, you're not going to college. I'm like, I'm 9 years old.
All the talk shows.
Yeah. You had that. You had Maury.
You had Judge Judy.
Judge Judy was
Judge
awesome.
Mills Lane.
Judge Mathis.
Let's get on.
It was great.
And they also, I used to watch Gilligan's Island and stuff too. They used to have the good, they're not even on TV anymore.
No, not at all. Maybe on the on those country channels.
There was a Gilligan's Island episode that I vaguely remember where they were planting, or they found vegetables that were like thermonuclear, and it was one was like a carrot with like 4 prongs that stuck out of it, but it was like a carrot.
No,
size.
Why does it sound like The Island?
I don't know. But I remember thinking don't eat those. Those are bad for you. And I don't remember how that story ended. Maybe it was a dream or something.
It was a dream, dude.
Remember they had like a car?
Yeah, they did have a car.
Like a Flintstones car.
Was it a thingy? Like a VW thingy? Am I losing my mind?
They made it out of like hut material. They made it out of like bamboo and trees and
that's so random.
What are the tires made? I don't remember.
I don't even know, man. I got old things coming new here.
Gilligan's Island.
Good stuff.
Bastard.
That hat. Anyway, so we have a Carrie Fisher. I'm sure we all know who that is. Princess Leia. She is set to be honored on May the 4th on the Hollywood Walk of Fame with a star, which I assume she already had.
Yeah, right.
But apparently not. So it looks like they had to wait until years after her death.
She was in the biggest movie ever.
And
she didn't have a star?
Yeah. Like people call her our princess. Whatever.
I don't know.
But yeah, hey, she's going to be recognized. I'm a Star Wars fan, so I'm not saying this just to be a douche. But yeah, she's going to be recognized. May the 4th.
Speaking of douches, at the Met, Karl Lagerfeld, not Karl Lagerfeld, no, he wasn't the douche.
Yeah.
But he was like a famous German fashion designer.
Uh-huh.
And he had a pet cat.
Okay.
So everyone was actually wearing cat-themed outfits. So you can imagine like a Zoolander world where they have like cat themes.
That's so weird.
You know, right?
Was that recent?
Yeah, it was the other day.
Oh.
Jared Leto came out dressed as a giant white cat. And it looked like a giant furry with blue eyes. So he actually came out as Karl Lagerfeld's hat. Jared Leto's the douche, by the way, in this.
Yeah.
So if you want to just Google Met cat dresses.
That's so weird, man.
You'll see all those.
People need more. They need to stay a little busier is what I'm saying.
Especially Jared Leto. I still single-handedly blame him for the whole like pandemic.
Pandemic, destroying Morbius with his fart sounds flying through the air.
Yeah, good stuff.
Ridiculous. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping. I love cats, but I'm hoping these people who are dressed like cats get hunted by Kraven the Hunter, which will be Sony's first R-rated Marvel film.
They've been working on that for like 30 years.
It feels like it, right? So the movie, which during CinemaCon 2023, Sony revealed the movie.
What movie?
Kraven the Hunter.
Wow.
So it is starring Aaron Taylor Johnson. We know him from Bullet Train, which was a very fun movie.
Well, he was kick-ass.
Yeah, he was kick-ass. But, more recently...
He was the bad Quicksilver.
The bad Quicksilver.
The forgettable one.
The
one that got recasted.
Yeah, the one that got shot up real quick. So apparently it's going to be their first R-rated movie, which will be the studio's first R-rated Marvel movie.
There's
that'll be something.
How it should have ended comic or a YouTube video where it was like a cartoon where the Evan Peters, like the good Quicksilver, saves that Quicksilver because he's so fast.
Yeah.
He's able to push the bullets like out of the way and save him.
That's so good. Yeah. That'd be good if they did that.
I like it. Hey, I know you're not much of a hockey fan, but like I like to pay attention to it from time to time.
Yeah.
The Kings were actually eliminated over the weekend.
Oh, really? And I told you that I've only been to one Kings game.
And I only bring it up because it looks like they actually just got canceled out of the bracket here and almost made it to the playoffs. So it reminds me of, did I ever tell you about the King's Curse?
No.
I'm going to tell you about the King's Curse only because I'm almost like a party to it.
Okay.
A long time ago, the Kings won the Stanley Cup in 1993.
Okay.
And they had not won it for decades since.
Okay.
One day at a gas station, a head honcho who works for the Kings walked into the gas station wearing Kings gear.
Okay.
The clerk says, "Oh, you are a Kings fan." He goes, "Not only am I a Kings fan, I'm like a head honcho at the Kings."
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh, well, I am a huge Kings fan, and this year they are going to win the championship."
Okay.
The guy goes, "That would be nice, but we haven't won since 1993.
Yeah.
And then the clerk goes, "Oh, you're going to win it this year. I guarantee it."
Okay.
Then the guy goes, "Well, if that happens, then it'll be something epic. I'll tell you what, if that happens, we are going to drink soda out of the Stanley Cup at the gas station."
Okay.
Sure enough, the Kings win the Stanley Cup that year. And that was in 2012.
Yeah.
So the man brought the Stanley Cup to the gas station, to the clerk, and they drank soda from the gas station.
That's pretty cool.
Now, this is how I factor into the story.
Okay.
On my phone.
Yeah, I didn't want to hear this story until we recorded, so let's go.
On my phone was going crazy, and it was the clerk calling me. Oh my God, the Stanley Cup is here. Hurry your ass. Get over here.
Yeah.
Get your ass over here so we can drink soda out of the Stanley Cup. And this was in Westminster.
Yeah.
Where a lot of the Kings train.
Yeah.
And I was over here in Torrance working at maybe I was talking to you at the time.
Probably, dude. Yeah.
But anyway.
6 degrees of separation.
Right? And I'm like, I'm seriously in another city. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, if you know the way this works, Torrance is very far from Westminster,
and
especially during peak traffic.
And the Stanley Cup was there, and I was thinking like the freaking like Stanley Cup. And if you know about the Stanley Cup, it's over 100 years old.
I know about
it. Has its own Secret Service. There it is. There in the picture.
Yeah.
Right. There's no way I was going to make it there in under an hour.
Yeah.
It was like prime time Saturday or whatever it happened. So there was no way I was going to be there. And I said, I'll tell you what, you tell him it's okay. You guys can go. But next time you win it, I'll be there and we'll all drink from the Stanley Cup. And that was the ante-up bet that they would have to win again and I would have to drink from it too.
Oh man.
Right? Sure enough, they won again in 2014 and did not bring the Stanley Cup back. Oh. So perhaps now the Stanley Cup is cursed for the Kings until we renew this pact between me, the Kings, and the clerk.
Do you hear this? Are you guys hearing this?
Yeah.
So we have some Kings fans here.
There are real these pictures up. This happened. This was a thing. This was a bet that was made and half fulfilled. So perhaps one day if the Kings were to renew this bet and we drink soda from the Stanley Cup when they win it again, perhaps they will have to win it again that second time.
That would be amazing.
So anyway.
And I'd fly in for that one.
Hashtag King's Curse.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Anyway, in other news.
I was like, I do have other news.
Yeah.
So I have some news that just broke. I don't know if it broke today or just maybe yesterday, but apparently Margot Robbie is set to star as Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman in the Fantastic Four movie.
So she's Harley Quinn and Sue Storm?
Yeah. So we should be, that'd be something. She's an Academy Award winning actress, so we'll see what's happening. Or Academy Award nominated, sorry. But anyway, it's pretty good. So we'll see. We'll see if she does.
So she's Barbie, Harley Quinn, and now Sue Storm.
Yep.
Did she have a Fantastic Four name? Was it just Sue Storm or Storm? The Invisible Woman.
The Invisible Woman.
Invisible Woman.
Literally invisible.
And she can make shields.
Yeah, and I believe if my nerddom is correct, they were the first group. Sorry, they were the first group of superheroes.
So in other news, there's an Alien TV series in the works by Noah Hawley and produced by Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott's actually producing it?
He's producing it, and he's also producing the new movie too, directed by Fede Alvarez, who directed the Evil Dead remake back in the early 2010s. But the TV series will be starring Sydney Chandler. So it's apparently very secretive. We don't know much about it.
Yeah.
But Ridley Scott's Alien verse is growing. But one of these days, though, he's going to need to call James Cameron and take some notes.
Yeah.
Because basically, Ridley Scott started it.
Yeah.
James Cameron knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
And then the Alien series just sort of kind of floundered after that.
It did. It really did, man.
And Ridley Scott brought it back with the Prometheus and Alien Covenant movies, which were okay.
Yeah, they were all right.
Okay.
They felt like weird Lord of the Rings in space.
Yeah, right.
Like, I don't know if anyone has ever made that correlation, but that's what it felt like.
Well, he hired the writer of Lost. So then it got lost.
Yeah, it did.
But anyway, so looking forward to the Alien TV series. I think it's going to be a Hulu series.
Nice. Mm-hmm. I'm ready. Mm-hmm. I'm ready for it.
Mm-hmm. You got more news?
I got no more news, man. That is it.
For you to bring. Okay, so I got a couple more here. King of the Hill will have a time jump. So Bobby will be older. So hopefully he's in high
really? School. All right.
Says Stephen Root, who plays Bill Dauterive.
Okay. All right, man.
And I had one that I thought was current news, but it's actually old news. It happened in 2019 where Ghostface won the lottery and didn't want to just divulge his secret identity, so he just accepted it. This happened in Jamaica in 2019. But I guess because of the new movie. Because I thought he was being a poser because there was a new movie.
Yeah. He was before the movie.
He was before the movie. He just came out as Ghostface.
Look at that guy.
The name of the guy.
What if he helped fund 5 and 6?
He may not have funded it, but he may have brought a new
fervor for it.
Yeah, that
cool.
would do it. If I was if I was a producer, be like, hey, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you're like, oh my god, viral marketing.
Yeah, and I got some news that I am kind of conflicted about, but I think I'm ultimately okay with. Rihanna will star as Smurfette and perform original songs in the Smurfs movie. Now that I think about it, it's probably going to be computer animated, huh?
It has to be. The thing is, didn't they just release like two animated movies of the Smurfs, like just within the last 5 or 6 years?
Yeah, and I think the guy who played was Gilgamesh. Who's the bad guy in Smurfs?
I don't know what his name. Yeah, Gilgamesh, but I don't know who played him.
It was like a guy who's around. I forgot the name of the actor.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know. But I'm pretty sure the movies actually did well.
Well,
you know,
they didn't do Rihanna well.
No, I guess not.
The last 2 movies Rihanna pushed was Battleship, which she co-starred in.
Yeah.
And I think she did some original songs for Star Trek Beyond.
Really?
Yeah. Right?
What?
Yeah, she did. She did. I think she did some original songs for Star Trek, or one original song for Star Trek Beyond, but like for some reason, like they didn't even bother to promote it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
like I can't even begin to tell you which movie.
Right.
Which song at all.
Neither can I. And you know how much I know about Star Trek.
Yeah, I watched the crap out of those.
I just know that she mentioned Star Trek in the like red carpet or something.
You're lying.
And she called it Star Trek.
Oh God!
And everyone made fun of her.
You're like, ew.
You know what? She tried. Like I honestly, like, you know, you got girlfriends like Star Trek. You know, it happens.
I guess so.
Whatever.
No, thank you.
Whatever. And remember to like, share, subscribe. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, wherever we are. Check us out on Cinco de Mayo. We got a Cinco de Mayo special. And I
don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
Catch us next time, I guess.
Catch us next time. And also hashtag King's Curse. Maybe we'll drink out of that Stanley Cup.
That'd be sweet.
We gotta reunite the King's guy. We gotta reunite the clerk.
Soda, Stanley Cup.
And remember, I'm your host, Marc Rubalcaba. Join once again, Mr. Rapona. Blah, blah, blah. But this thing is getting. I just drank like a gill. You ever see Archer?
Yes, I've seen Archer.
There's this joke in Archer where they need his blood sample to get a paternity test. And they're like, we're going to need your blood sample for paternity test. Like, fine, sign me up. He goes, yeah, we need a full gill. And he's like, what's a gill? And then they're like talking to him. And they're like, have this like next to him.
Yeah.
And then you just see it like filling up with blood as time goes on. And then they're like, Mr. Archer, were you with this woman at this time? He goes, yes. What's a gill? And like just throughout like the whole time, it's like a 5 minute thing. What's a gill? Because like you see he's like getting like more gaunt, like,
yeah,
and like white. He's like, and then they're like, Mr. Archer, are you taking this serious? He's like, what's a gill? Like he was like serious the first time, and then the rest he's like dying because they're draining all his blood.
No,
what's a gill? What's a gill?
Oh man.
Like, share, subscribe, check us out on Twitter, Facebook, wherever you are, on YouTube, wherever. I'm your host, Marc Rubalcaba, joined once again by Mr. Abel Pineda on Clubhouse Movies Podcast, Shop Talk Movie News. We'll catch you next time.
Whoa!
Shut up and take my money.